My workplace experience when I had kids, it was
4 kids.
4.
Yes.
Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4. It was a lot going on. It's a lot to juggle. And I always tried to make them think that I didn't have a job. So I tried to do all the mom things and then have my gig as well. But I worked long hours. I was on a film set. So those are long days to try to pretend like they don't exist.
It's so consuming. And then you have to pretend to the job, too, that, oh, no, I don't have kids, I don't have family, I can make it to everything. Yes. And you just can't. But, you know, I've talked to 20-somethings who, you know, there's this article out that you're going to be talking about, Dr. Michelle. But I've talked to 20-somethings who are just so, like, you know, anti-working mothers and parents, and, oh, you made a lifestyle choice, so you have to live with it, and, you know, you're inhibiting workplace. But the fact is, like, you know, working parents are just juggling so much, making it happen, working hard, and just not kind of getting the support we need, right?
Yeah.
It's the changing of the hats that
I found was difficult, to be this, then switch like that on a dime.
And then expect to be fine in both roles. And I think I've noticed in my own experiences that I get more of those sneers and those looks from women versus men. Yes.
There we go.
Yes. You know, Catherine Zaleski recently made a public apology on social media, giving her Catherine Zaleski's recent public apology to working mothers set off a social media frenzy with both positive and negative feedback. In her apology, she clearly admits to how she treated and perceived mothers in the workforce, from rolling her eyes to purposely scheduling late meetings when she knew mothers would have to leave work 5 minutes early to pick up their children. And although she has made it her current goal to provide a third type of workplace for mothers working from home, you know, that their experience is still there. You know, and there are many mothers that continue to experience this type of very subtle gender discrimination, whether it's a look or it's a snicker or just a comment, you know. And although this topic has been brought to public awareness for years by individuals like Sheryl Sandberg, it continues to really be a struggle for working mothers versus the working father. You know, often there are biased perspectives on fathers versus mothers in the workforce. Men are ascribed specific characteristics, as are women, and unfortunately, these stereotypes are strongly held despite a person's performance. Fathers are viewed as more stable and committed to providing for their children, while mothers are often viewed as more distracted and flaky. You know, typically men are viewed as more competent, assertive, rational, and objective, while women are viewed as more caring, warm, emotional, sensitive. You know, while these traits are not negative, they are questioned when a woman is in a traditionally male role. You know, on the flip side, the same thing applies to men when men choose roles that are traditionally female roles. You know, Sania and Loa, at the bottom line, it's 2015, and we, you know, as women and men are still experiencing these really subtle gender discrimination, and it really impacts the workplace. It impacts how we perform and how others, you know, perceive how we should or should not perform.
Well, and I definitely like that you brought up the men too, because I think even for my husband, you know, he's at a point where now he's like, I'm not going to go to every happy hour or that kind of thing. Like, I'd rather come back home to my family, but not doing those extra steps. You know, some people are like, oh, well, they are not going to put in 100% like me.
Absolutely.
And that's rough. So, thanks, Dr. Michelle, for bringing that to our attention. Well, plenty going on throughout the San Gabriel Valley. A few weeks ago, San Gabriel Vice Mayor, soon-to-be Mayor Jason Pugh stopped by, and we're going to bring that to you next.